Hi, this is Terry. Welcome back to my channel. Ray is a little freaked out about my list of items I'm going to be covering today, but
it's an entire page long.
They're just detailed notes that I just don't want to forget. So don't worry, Ray. It'll be the same amount of time, an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm recording this on Monday, and yes, Ray likes to have things 8 hours in advance. I'm cutting this one a little bit close.
I have about 5.5, 6 hours.
Yeah, but you got all your other stuff done, and hopefully
No, I haven't. I have other homework.
Well, we're not eating dinner till 8:30 because your brother's working till 8, and so you got plenty of time. So as upbeat as I am, one of the things that I've been really struggling with is all of this uncertainty, and I've been following different threads on social media. And there are some people who are not as privileged as I am who are basically saying, welcome to our life. We live a life of uncertainty. We've lived with all of these things not being certain. And now you, privileged white woman, you're now experiencing what a lot of us have been experiencing. And I'm mulling that one over, and I'm thinking through and trying to come to grips with not only my privilege, but also with how do I deal with all of this and supporting my family and making sure we are as mentally and financially healthy as possible in a time of great uncertainty. And so this is something that I'm going to be thinking about probably most of this week. I ordered some books, and I've started doing some research for my next book. Which is going to be, I think, I haven't looked up to see if this title is taken, but Pathways to Power, Helping Women Claim Our Power Individually and Collectively to Change the World. And as I'm doing my research, as I'm, talking to various different people, trying to provide those pathways to whatever our next World 2.0 is going to be, understanding this uncertainty, and then understanding ways in which we can provide, I've talked about this before, a more equitable and just society where some of these people who've been living with so much uncertainty can live with less uncertainty. So this, I think, is definitely going to influence my research, and it's definitely going to influence a lot of what I'm going to be thinking about and talking about moving forward. On a completely unrelated note, but dealing with, living in this sheltering in place. Yesterday, Sunday, I broke free. I kind of did the math on the number of times in 30 days I'd driven my car. I've been beyond our property, beyond the sidewalk of our house. And me, Ray, and then my son Adam's girlfriend Sophie hopped in the car, drove to San Jose, so it's about 35 minutes away, parked in my parents' driveway, sat against the car, and had a conversation with my parents. I had not seen them in person in, at least 6 or 8 weeks, and so it was nice to be able to see them in person, have that conversation, to be outside of Redwood City. And then I'd seen a notice from the San Carlos airport where I got both my private helicopter rating and my commercial helicopter rating. 5 years ago was the commercial. I saw the anniversary pictures for that on Facebook. Man, I really miss flying. And anyway, so I saw the announcement that the Sky Kitchen, the Greasy Spoon restaurant that's at the San Carlos airport, was offering takeout. So Ray and Sophie jumped on the app, saw the menu, called our order in, and for the first time, I put on a mask and went into a place where other people were. That was a big step for me because for some reason the mask is it's a hard thing for me to do. Zeke goes out and does all of our shopping, so I don't have to go do that, and I stay cocooned in our home. And Ray was like, it's not that big of a deal. Well, for some reason, it is that big of a deal for me. So I've done it once. We have cute ones that my mom made, and they go around the back, and so they're not even the ear ones. But that was still a hard thing for me to do. And on another good thing that we did is friends of ours, I think I mentioned it in the last video, have a place that's one of those sip and paint places, and we got the sunflower jar thing, and we put all that out front on the dye table, and we painted. And I'll go ahead and make sure. Actually, you can see right back there. There's mine. I'm super happy with mine. Ray, are you happy with yours?
Yeah, I do. I really like it. It was a lot of fun, and it looks pretty.
And we're going to do another one. I'm going to order another one because we still have brushes and we still have paint. And so I think I've identified the next one we're going to do. And so we'll do another one later on this week. And I love having that creative outlet. It's fun. As you can kind of see over there. Woo, yeah, see, I'm terrible at this. Right there, that's one that I did a while ago, where we actually got to go into a place and drink wine and do it. And I'm digging it. So looking forward to doing some more, Ray?
Yeah, definitely. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Another fun thing, so with all of this uncertainty, I'm trying to find different things to daily create a new normal, or just find ways to explore and look for the hope, look for the optimism. And my friend Warner, who's got a podcast called Finding Frequency, which I've mentioned before, is one of my new favorite things to listen to every morning. They tend to be like 5 to 7 minutes. I got highlighted in one last week, and it's just such a joy. And he and I are part of a content creator mastermind, so I get to see him on a Zoom video every 2 weeks. And we are also building a friendship and exchanging emails. And I get to hear about what his life is like as a South African living and working in Poland. He married a gal from Poland, and they've got a little one who's, I think, 3 years old, and a bundle of energy, and they're sheltering in place. And he's been having other friends talk about their experiences and what they've learned sheltering in place. And had a friend today talk about, I think she's in Cape Town. I'm now following her on Instagram and Twitter because I really like the idea of hearing what other people's experiences are, how other cities and countries are dealing with what it is that we're dealing with. I got an email from my friend Terri, who's in Paris, and we both had to, we're both canceling our trips over the summer. She was supposed to come to the Bay Area to visit with friends, including us, and Ray and I were gonna go do a couple weeks in France, and so now I have to cancel it, and I will rebook it when the borders open up, because Terri said they're doing 3 more weeks of sheltering in place in Paris, and that the head of France, somebody said that the borders aren't opening up anytime soon. And that means that I think we're just going to have to kind of wait. But Terry's doing fine. The kids are doing fine. I reached out to my friend Amen in Paris. We're going to go ahead and do a virtual happy hour sometime this week. And I get to see and hear about what's happening in other parts of the world. As I told Warner in an email, there's so much that's going on that's so negative here in the United States that I can't look up and see what's happening elsewhere in the world. But what I can do is really connect to the humanity of these individuals rather than paying attention to what's happening in the news. And that fills my heart. That makes me feel, globally supported. It makes the world, which can be so big, it can bring our humanity together, and I'm really enjoying that. And I'm heartened by the stories and the ways that people are thinking about what are we going to create out of this. And I'm really hoping that more of us resist going back to what was, and then think about what we want to bring forward, and then what we can create anew. Somebody I went to junior high and high school with was I think a school superintendent. She recently she's either leaving or was leaving, and she's now putting a call out to parents and teachers and community members to rethink what education is going to look like for the K through 12s moving forward. And I like this idea of thinking about what can we create versus just simply trying to revert back to what was normal. Speaking of which, my mom made a comment about masks as we were leaving, saying that, she's 70 years old, and she said, we may never live in a world where she's never wearing a mask. And that was so horrifying to me. I was like, I can't think about that. I can't talk about that. I was like, bye-bye, love you. But I was like, that's a life so altered, and it's so far from anything that I want to consider experiencing, I can't go there. Some of that stuff is just too hard for me. But what I can do is start thinking about the little things that we can be bringing forward, ways that we can claim our power to make the changes, and find comfort in the things, and not just alcohol and Peeps, but and chocolate for some people, but finding comfort in the things that bring us joy and make us happy and healthy and mentally healthy. Yesterday made me realize how much I'm missing my freedom to just go shop, my freedom to go out into the world, to drive over and go to the beach and put my feet in the water. I'm missing my freedoms, and so I don't have answers on how I'm going to be dealing with this. We continue to have conversations here within our household about our mental health and keeping everybody sane, and continuing to have some forward momentum. And I'm trying to focus on some of the good things. And as I've said before, the May challenge is going to be Find Your Sunshine, hashtag Find Your Sunshine. And some of the sunshine that's come into my life this week is I'm a finalist, my book, Piloting Your Life, is a finalist in the Nautilus Book Awards. And I think we'll know sometime in the next few weeks if it takes silver or if it takes gold. On May 8th, we'll find out if Piloting Your Life is a silver or a gold winner for the IBPA, the Independent Book Publisher Awards. And then I think I'm still in the running for the IPPY Awards, and I have no idea what that stands for. And we should know about that on May 8th as well. So there's some good stuff that's coming out of it. And for the book as well, I submitted to the Badass Women's Book Club, and I've been working with the founder, Gina, and I've just set it up so that in May, Piloting Your Life is going to be on their virtual book tour. So it's going to get in front of a few more people. Their mailing list or Instagram followers, it's about 28,000 people. So I've changed the description a little bit to have it expand so that it's something that might appeal to women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and not something that's just for us Gen Xers. And I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see what happens. And given that I'm kind of working on my new book, and then I just got the fully signed, executed agreement for one of my client projects, so I'll be getting started on that too. So I'm going to be a little schizo and trying to research and write a new book, continue to do my creative content, kind of like this YouTube channel, and at the same time do my technical work and support my family mentally. It's going to be a lot, but I thrive on having variety and diversity. So we'll see. We'll just see how this goes. I might be pulling my hair out a little bit, but that might be good because I'm seeing a few extra silvers here that I'm not super happy about.
We'll keep the freezer stocked full of Rocky Road ice cream.
Well, Fudgesicles Rocky Road ice cream, but I need a new cocktail. I'm kind of done with gin and tonic. So if you have any great ideas for cocktails that aren't super alcohol heavy and are not super complicated, if they're like special ingredients and 85 different steps, I'm not going to go there. And red wine hasn't been agreeing with me. Champagne I'm okay with, but if I open a bottle of champagne, I drink all of it. Whereas if it's gin and tonic, I just have 2 gin and tonics a night, and it keeps me from consuming all, because if I open it, I don't want it to go to waste, so I have to drink all of it. Moderation is not one of my greatest strengths or qualities. It's basically not in my dictionary at all, but...
Or patience.
I'm getting better at patience. So, but you know who's not patient is Violet. And if you hear the click, click, clicking, that is Violet. And she's basically signaling me to say, okay, you got to wrap this up. So, Ray, we've been doing a little bit more cooking, and we've been posting some new blog posts, and I created a Pinterest page. So we're putting more recipes and stuff out there under me, Terri Hansen Mead, I think is the Pinterest page.
Link in description.
And then, yes, link in the description. And then under hashtag cookingwithrei. So a whole page on that. And we've had some really good meals lately. But
what are you doing?
I know. Violet is done. So, and I am too. So unless, Ray, you have anything else?
Nah, we're chilling.
So with that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And don't forget to click the little bell so that you can get notified of new videos that come out every Tuesday and Saturday. And remember, take some risks, let go of perfection, and above all else, have some fun.
And stay at home.
And wash your hands.